No, what else is there? Let's take Kevin's next. Too hot for a picnic. Abonia? Nibble? Grancel, huh? And back out again? Elsheim? And Tharbad? July 9th, 2010. 210. Elsheim Calvadi International Highway.
Unbelievable. I finally get a chance to visit Liberl and Elsheim, and I can't even try any of the food? You could have at least let me buy a few souvenirs.
Well, unfortunately, we were running short on time. Now, if we had been traveling through Crossbell or Longport, it would have been a different story. But alas.
Personally, I'm glad we're making haste. Best to steer clear of trouble, you know? Can't say I ever imagined us entering the city like this, though.
Travel by car is the optimal method of transportation in the Republic, especially if we wish to remain undetected. A truth Dingo taught me, as a matter of fact.
Huh, that's so.
Oh? Were you familiar with them as well?
That I was. Used to work some under-the-table jobs with him, actually. He was the one who introduced me to Arkwright. We got along pretty well, I'd say, on account of us being the same age and all. Heck, we even shared a few drinks together. Heard about what happened to him last November, though. And some folks have spent the better part of the year dealing with what he left behind.
Unfortunately, yes.
Seeing as I was never directly involved in the situation, I'll refrain from speaking on it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what really matters is that everything turned out all right in the end. And that Lapis is finally back to normal. Oh, that reminds me, actually. You mentioned yesterday you got a new body or something?
Mm-hmm. I was considering going back to my old one at first, but... well, after transferring over to Marduk, Jorg recommended I switch to a new body with all the latest tech.
Apparently, the Meister has connections with a few of Marduk's financial backers. Either way, as I've heard it told, this new body of hers was built to simulate her previous one, albeit with a slightly matured appearance.
Uh-huh, which is why I feel right at home in this thing. But the best part of all is that I'll be able to get updates in the future. I can't really do much with it until it's been properly optimized, of course. But I'll be able to eat my body weight in food in the meantime.
Lapis.
Think you said something about your palate sensors being more accurate now too, right? That things must taste like a real dream. Sure reminds me of someone else I know. Aren't you worried about what all that eating's gonna do to your friend's wallet, though?
Well, I'm open to financial contributions, if you're so concerned.
Oh, wow. It almost looks like there's a bunch of smoke out there. And is it just me, or is everything swaying?
Oh yeah, that right there is a sandstorm. Heard this region gets a whole bunch of them at the start of spring. And all that swaying, you see? That's called a heat haze. They're a pretty common sight in deserts, especially during the summer.
According to local weather reports, sandstorms have been occurring more frequently than usual this year. Fortunately, however, they've been confined to areas outside of the city and... Oh.
There it is!
Oh, so that's the famous 6-star hotel, huh?
Indeed it is. Situated within the city's entertainment district, as opposed to its cultural district. It seems we've finally arrived at our destination, Tharbad.
I can't wait to see what their food is like. I've heard it's simply delectable.
So, those kids you mentioned should be there already, right?
Correct. And whether or not you find them suitable for the job, I leave to your discretion.
Whatever that job may be. Tharbad, the city of pleasure. And too hot for a picnic.
That Etoise must be them.
Oh my gosh! It's LP! Hey! Over here! Swin! Nadia!
So, it was Pigtails and the pretty boy you were talking about, huh? Heard they were just little kids back during the Retributive Tower incident.
Well, they certainly aren't anymore. Anyway, let's park our car first, shall we?
Nadia! Swin! I can't believe this! You look amazing, LP! Your other body was great too, of course. But this is something else! You look all grown up! Hold your horses, Nadia! I can't breathe!
Can you blame her? You were a shard body for ages. You look great, Lapis. We'll need to make sure to thank Jorg when we see him next.
Thank you, Gosh, Nadia, enough already! What? Oh, I see. Grown-ups don't do hugs, huh? Come on, don't do this to me, LP. If I don't get affection, I'll die!
Do you even hear yourself right now?
I'm pleased to see you're both in good health. I'll assume your homecoming was a good one then?
It was, yeah. Actually got a chance to work through some stuff while we were there, too.
And I'm glad we did. We also got to tell everyone about what happened to my brother. By the way, boss, did you pick out these clothes? Don't tell me this is what you're into.
As is expected of an attendant, I simply chose garments that seemed to best suit my master. And I'll refrain from rising to the bait, thank you.
Rufus and I picked this one out together. It's lovely, don't you think?
Can't say I disagree. By the way, he the guy you mentioned?
Kevin Graham. Just your regular old traveling priest. I've heard a lot about you two. Not just from Rufus, but from Arkwright and Wazzy too. And basically everyone in Crossbell.
Guess we really get around, don't we?
Well, by now, yeah.
We've heard about you, too. Like how you're the onion from Gehenna.
Yeah, exact. Wait, I am not an onion!
Swin Abel. And Nadia Rean.
I'm Swin Abel, and she's Nadia Rean. Glad to hear you know Van already. Makes things easier for us.
So, I know you probably want to get right down to business, but personally, I think we should have a little fun first. Fun?
You see, I had the two of them make a reservation for us ahead of time. It's been quite a while since we've been together in one place, after all. So I thought, why not take some time to enjoy ourselves at the Aljamera?
3 p.m. At the casino, or no? Just showing the city around, or Aljamera Hotel?
Here I go, LP! Hiya! Not fair, Nadia! Ah!
Don't worry, I got this, Lapis.
Hey, Az! No need to be a jerk!
Don't want to hear that from you!
Can't say I ever expect reservations to a luxury hotel, Rufus. But considering you used to be a big shot nobleman, I'm guessing stuff like this just your normal everyday, huh? I was never very fond of flaunting my wealth, honestly. This kind of extravagance is just as new to me as it apparently is to you. I must say, however, given the nature of your missions in the past, I'd also assumed you'd spend your fair share of time in the lap of luxury. Well, I can't exactly say you're wrong, but it's definitely been a while. Got a loud of mouth on my hands. That's all that gets in the way, you know? Life actually kind of reminds me of... I see being the fifth comes with its own set of struggles. By the way, speaking of the Growlswood, I thought the church has been paying particular attention to your airships of late. Man, can't let your guard down around you for 1 sec, can I? Guessing that means you know all the details, then? You know about why I made this request? You flatter me. More importantly, however, you know as well as I do that my back is against the wall here, Father Kevin. And coupled with my status as a dead man, well, I'd say it makes me rather expendable, wouldn't you agree? Sheesh, make me sound like a villain, why don't you? Well, I guess it's nice to know I have the option.
Rufus! Kevin! Aren't you going to join us? You should. Still need to give Boss the old what for, after all. Then, I think I'll inflict some divine punishment on this no-good onion priest for ignoring that childhood friend of his.
When the heck did I become the... Wait, you know about her?
Anyway, can you two please help me babysit?
How rude! I am an adult, I'll have you know. Talk smack all you want, but I know you can't take your eyes off me right now.
Huh? Well, of course I can't.
Huh? Oh, Nadia, your face looks like a tomato.
I must say, it's rather refreshing to see Nadia so flustered for once.
I am not flustered. I mean, it's simply a fact of life that we're a super lovey-dovey couple.
For what it's worth, I wasn't trying to fluster her. Though I won't deny that we are a lovey-dovey couple.
Yes, you really have to stop doing that!
All right. Guess there's no harm in joining in. Let's split into teams, and whoever loses has to treat the winners to ice cream.
Boo! I deserve to be treated to ice cream regardless of whether I win or lose.
What? Why?
Gosh, such a princess.
We should probably teach her about the concept of humility someday, huh?
Yes. Someday.
Since when were you such a softie?
(6:20 p.m.) This is delicious, and the cream's so sweet and rich. Is it yogurt, maybe? Something gentle yet sour. Well, whatever it is, it does an absolutely amazing job at tying all these flavors together. Apparently, it's made from both camel's milk and fresh cacao. Mom told us it's got its very own seal of approval. And look at how classy it is, especially with all the pomegranate and those pistachios. When we mentioned we'd be visiting Tharbad, Van wouldn't stop bugging us about coming here. Said we needed to report back on our experience. So make sure you shoot him a message later, alright? Oh, that reminds me, maybe we should send a few pics to Aggie and the others too. Just to brag a little, you know? Seconds, please. You're done already? Geez, those people in the back put their all into making that thing and just scarf it down. Ever heard of savoring the flavors? Actually, I believe that's exactly what she's doing. Perhaps even more so than the average gourmet. Although it may look as if she's simply gorging herself, she's actually focusing the entirety of her processing power into the act of consumption. Huh. Guess there really isn't anything rude about— wait. What the heck is Rosenberg even doing with this technology? Thank you! LP, look over here. I wanna send a photo to Agi real quick. Good idea. Glad I'm not stuck being the sole voice of reason for once. Now then, isn't it about time you told us what's going on? Right. Oh yeah, Rufus mentioned you are here for business. And whatever that business is, you must want our help with it, huh? Truth be told, I have yet to hear any solid details about the situation myself. However, I assume it's only because he has so far been unable to speak on it. Got it in one, trust me when I say I've got my reasons, alright. That also means I'm gonna avoid making any definitive statements about the future, at least until we know what exactly the situation is. Well, can't really say this will be a first for us, but... True, we definitely dealt with our fair share of super secret forest BGs in the past. Although the ones giving them out were usually pretty sketch. But considering this comes from a Dominion, I guess I don't need to be too worried. Sorry, I didn't quite catch all that. Dominions are the ones at the top of a Growlswitter hierarchy, right? Like Celis, Gaius, and Baggart at one point. I am consistently surprised by your connections, but yes, you're right. Which means that, as a fifth, I can make sure you're paid handsomely for any and all aid you're willing to offer.
That being said, though, Swin, Nadia, think you'd mind heading off to do your own thing for a bit?
Huh?
What do you...
I'll pay for all your expenses, of course. Feel free to do some sightseeing, enjoy the local cuisine, whatever you want.
Not sure if he can trust him yet.
I mean, don't you dream of living that lazy life? You could just chill and...
Now hold on!
What are you trying to say? You want to cut us loose or something?
Boss? What's this all about?
So you two knew about this, did you?
I promise we're not trying to exclude you guys or anything. It's just that, well, I felt bad about forcing you to come along.
We know full well the path you two have walked. We simply wish to be more respectful of your feelings going forward. All that to say, this is your choice to make. Well, actually, it's Father Kevin's, but I digress.
Wait.
Is this about our oath?
Yeah. You guys swore to never kill again, right?
We're no longer anyone's tools, and will never force anyone to be ours.
You're the last person we're ever going to kill.
Farewell.
Well, let's just say this mission isn't gonna be casualty-free. And if you're not feeling up to it, I don't intend on pushing you to take part. You understand what I'm getting at, right?
I know just how important that oath is to you too, which is why I'd prefer to not drag you into this.
As for why I'm joining, I'm already a rotten bastard. And Lapis, well, she was always different from us anyhow. I imagine shouldering such a burden will be of little consequence to her.
How could you possibly know that? You know, we did a little research into your background recently, Mr. Thousand-Hand Guardian. Or should I call you the Heretic Hunter?
The Church's Punisher. The man who rivals even Iscariot. While we were still with the Gardens, the Overseers warned us to be more wary of you than even the Society's own enforcers.
Well, I certainly don't feel like I could beat him. But I guess I can see why they'd view me as a threat. Actually, want to hear a funny story? See, during last year's whole Horacion debacle, I was on standby in case things went sour, you know? If Almada or the Gardens got a little too close to fulfilling their plan, I was instructed to take them out with one very particular artifact.
The same one you used to eliminate that Anguis.
Consider yourselves lucky that you left the Gardens. Knew a few folks that had been abducted and brainwashed by them, so I imagine you guys weren't there of your own free will or anything. But nevertheless, if we'd bumped into each other back then, you two would have been hunted down no mercy.
That's some confidence you got there.
We wouldn't have gone down easily. Not then, and not now.
Kevin! There's no need to be so rude to them.
At any rate, we won't be starting this request of his until tomorrow, which means you'll have the rest of the evening to think things over. And considering this establishment is only open until 7 p.m., I believe it would behoove us to move on to our lodgings for the night.
Right. Guess this really isn't the best place to hash things out anyway.
Doubt we'll have an answer for you anytime soon, though. Wait. We're staying here, aren't we? At the Old Jumeirah?
While I certainly wish that were the case, I'm afraid I don't have that kind of money at the moment. You see, after paying for both the pool and dinner, I have not but 10,000 mira to my name.
He had all his hidden assets seized by the CID recently. The secret bank account he made while he was still in the Empire, his stocks, credit, ingots, all gone.
Oh my god.
Damn, they really stripped you bare, huh? Well, you have my sympathies. Maybe you can ask your little brother if he's got cash to spare?
I'd like to believe I'm not that shameless. That aside, I am dead. It wouldn't do to rise from the grave asking for money. In any event, I'm no longer a target of high priority to the CID.
Which means you just got a whole lot easier to hire.
Wait a sec. Then what was with that sports car you were driving? That thing's gotta cost at least $1 million.
That was a rental from Elsheim. In fact, I've already returned it to the dealer.
Something else to wrap my head around. So where are we staying then?
In the cultural district. The inn we booked is supposed to have some really tasty food, too. How could you?
Shock for Nadia, yeah? 2 days to launch. 10 a.m. The inn, right?
Just as delicious as dinner. Shaky shaka, right? The flavors of the eggs and ground meat mixed together just wonderfully.
It's shakshuka, Lapis. A traditional Central Eastern breakfast that uses both spices and chili pepper. Figured it might be a little too heavy to start the day with, but I think some spice was actually exactly what I needed.
Always good to try some of the local cuisine, you know? Also, I gotta ask, Lapis, how the heck are you keeping your dress so clean? I mean, you eat like a trash compactor.
Huh?
With her superb etiquette skills, of course. Another product of her superior processing power. You see, in order to maintain the grace befitting a Rosenberg doll, she utilizes her singularity to...
Would someone please pay attention to me?
Oh, she's awake. Didn't sleep well, huh? I told you to relax. Rooms are actually pretty comfy once you get used to them. The owner's been really kind so far too. Seems Ferry was right about this place after all. There's more where that came from. Feel free to ask for seconds. Yeah, I guess, but I'm still annoyed. After all that time in the pool yesterday and last night's amazing dinner, how could I not want more? Now that I think about it, I suppose we could have been able to afford the nightwear had I rented a lesser car. What? I cut him some slack. I know he may look like he got it all together, but remember the guy was rated on hand and foot for most of his life. I know, but still. I guess I just have to give up on my dream of staying in a 6-star hotel someday. Poof, like dust in the wind. I'm sorry, Nadia, you must really wanted to have breakfast there, didn't you? That's not why she's so upset, Lapis. Look, I save up the cash so I can take you there one day myself. Sound good? I even set up a reservation for one of our anniversaries. It'll be just for 2 of us. Stop! You're really putting on a show this morning, Nadia. Anyway, you alright with us tagging along today? Even if we didn't end up coming to an agreement last night? That's fine. The situation's pretty up in the air at the moment anyway. Should give me a chance to see your skills in action too. Gotta make sure you're up to par, you know? See, when I said I don't plan on forcing either of you to do anything you don't want to on this mission, I meant it. But that being said, I'd rather not have our chances of success lowered because you two ended up wavering when it matters. Understood? We'll show you what we're capable of. Nothing more, nothing less. Just know that we'll be watching you too. Fine with me. Though I'll warn you, there ain't much to see. But it's settled. Today we'll be spending time in each other's company. So let's get... Wait, where are we going? Well, first we need to do some poking around to see what we can dig up. Like I said before, I still don't have the info I need to make sense of the situation. Well, it would help if you told us. You know what? Never mind. It'll probably be fine if you just wander around like Van the others do, right? Sounds like a good idea to me, though. You're gonna need to be the one doing the sniffing around in that case. Well, I don't exactly got Arkwright's nose for things, but... Let's get going. Might be worth lending a helping hand to some people in the area too. You know how he does? I figured you might say as much. That's why I made it a point to spread rumors of our presence last night. I imagine there should be a few foreign species waiting for us already. Unfortunately, we know a pair with ample experience in that line of work. Oh, 4 SPGs are those things that get posted on the back of bulletin boards, right? I'm so jealous. You guys must have had so much fun on those jobs, and all without me. Emphasis on jobs, Lapis. Anyway, you really do use every trick in the book, don't you? Did you get Van's permission for this? No, but as long as we refrain from abusing his system, I doubt he'll find fault in our methods. Plus, we can always explain ourselves when we next get in touch with him. I expect the 2 of you will have to put in good work for us when the time comes. Give him a few rare sweets and I bet he'll pretend it never even happened. You're probably right. Let's just get a move on already, yeah? Damn, easy to please and everyone knows it. Guys got it rough, huh? Alright folks, time for us to play Spriggan. Let's head out to check out those bulletin boards we saw earlier. Let's, and when we have a chance, I'd also like to teach you both our new battle tactics. Alright, Marduk's new cheat system. Might also be a good idea to see if the guilds put out any monster subjugation requests recently. Oh, maybe you can grab a few snacks along the way. Rufus, Swin and Nadia joined the party. Lapis is now accompanying the party. While Lapis doesn't actively participate in battle, she will provide various forms of support as an extra member. That reminds me, Arkwright made a request of us doing the social gathering at Marduk's headquarters. He would like our testimonials on any suites we happen upon that warrant recommendation. Oh yeah, for his review blog, right? That definitely sounds like Van. Yep, and he's got the perfect footies on the job. I see. So in exchange for fresh material, we get post-facto approval on completing 4 SPGs. Indeed, we ought to take him up on it. I can sort out our 4 SPG reports. Would you mind handling the block end of things, Lapis? Piece of cake with a spot of tea on the side. Atta girl LP. Always lightening the workload. We're lucky to have you two with us. Huh, we just roll with it that way, man. You can now update the streets block in Kevin's route.
Looking is always free, you know. Come again.
And we don't have just 10,000 mirror because we share mirror between routes. Oh, is someone calling? Yeah, it's...
My apologies for contacting you so suddenly. Kevin, Rufus, Lapis, it's good to see you again. Though I suppose we last spoke the day before yesterday. I'm glad to see you two as well. Swin, Nadia, it's been some time.
Tilly! Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful now! It's been about 2 years, right? I heard you bumped into Lapis and the others at Marduk HQ. Yep, we even ate a few snacks together at, the High Tree, they were simply divine. I think you mean high tea, but anyway, we weren't expecting to hear from you. I have a suspicion you're not calling as an alumnus of Force now, are you? Sharp as ever, I see. Correct, I'm not calling as an alumnus of Force. Instead, I'm calling on behalf of the Epstein Foundation regarding one of Marduk's former commissions. You're talking about that thing Silis and Leon dealt with, aren't you? The Märchengarten operation? That's the one I helped with. Oh no, I'm getting a bad feeling about all this. What, did the society take it over or something? Wouldn't be surprised if the Oathbreaker, well actually considering what happened 2 years ago. Oh, you think it has something to do with that creepy old guy? I'm afraid his presence is unconfirmed at the moment. However, we recently spotted a young woman inside whose coat of arms bears a resemblance to the societies. They are almost certainly connected. I imagine Ivan Novartis or Vafula involved as well. Considering their proficiency with technology, I mean. They independently operate an advanced face-space network, I'm told. The Astral Code, was it? Guess that a little collaboration of yours gave you some pretty valuable insight, huh? Anyway, be on the case, Altina. We'll help investigate this grim garden of yours, or whatever it's called. You sure came to that decision fast? You're not even gonna let us talk it over? Look, I know it probably doesn't have anything to do with why we're here in Tharbad, but I've heard these garden places can be all kinds of useful. Plus, I imagine tracking through it will give us some insight into what the society is up to. Which we could also use as a bargaining chip, you know? When exchanging info with Arkwright and with the Force folks. Oh, well, I appreciate you agreeing to help. We reward you for your assistance too, of course. I'll send the portal locating a search application to your site for now. I believe there should be one somewhere in either a cultural or entertainment district. Once you find it, go ahead and try accessing it. Huh? What? Oh, it's nothing. Was just thinking about how quick you are to use people for your own benefit, particularly Van and Tilly. This about that bargaining chip thing I said? Come on, we all got things we're hiding, Nadia. I'm just trying to give them a little incentive to share. Not that I am expecting them to tell us anything useful about the garden, though. We're all exploring separate locations, apparently. It should be interesting. It'll give me a chance to see what you two are really made of, at least. Bring it on. Could you stop trying to pick a fight over everything? Anyway, we've had a few experiences with a Märchengarten ourselves, so we won't slow you down. Yeah, they got this in the back, but sadly I'll probably be stuck on support duty. In any event, let's be on the lookout for portals going forward. Chart search is now available in Kevin's route. Good, but...
Come out wherever you are.
How about a shard search?
Come out wherever you are. Come out wherever you are.
Welcome to Marjan Hammam.
A hammam is perfect for a hot day like today. It'll wash away your sweat and leave you feeling refreshed. You did drought last year, but nothing major since. Boy, I'm so thankful that Professor Hamilton and Bavon completed that irrigation work for us 20 years ago. I heard about it from Barnes Group. Apparently the water is drawn here from the oasis. And it almost dried up. The Professor and the others did some construction work, right? That's right. You could say Tharbad is indebted to Professor Hamilton. Well, it was 20 years ago, so a lot of people seem to have forgotten what she did for us. Good. But I would end the episode here. And next time we look around Tharbad with Kevin and Christine. Good. Until then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.